All right, y'all. So they saying DDG's album was a flop, bro. My man's has been getting a lot of hate recently. Let me know what you all think. How y'all feel? What side of the fence y'all on? To be honest, his album, actually, all the songs that I've heard from it so far, I think that they was nice. I think that they was fire. Like some of his best work I've heard on this album personally. So, but that's just my own preference. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Let's see what they saying though.
What's poppin', y'all? It's crazy how the numbers will humble you or will cause you to switch up your personality. Because in this scenario, DDG, when you think of DDG, what do you think of? You think of numbers, you think of clout, you think of money, you think of flashy, you think of cars, you think of homes, you think of fame. That's really probably one of the first things you think about is money.
I mean, I feel like that's unfair. Personally, the first thing I think of when I think of DDG, I think of how he came from the struggle. He's inspired a new generation of content creators. He's brought so many people from the bottom to the top with him. He brought his whole family out of poverty. Like I think of stuff like that, to be honest. Like I know that there's a lot of drama and controversy, but you can't sum someone up to the worst parts of them. Yeah, after all that you've done, after all that he's done and all that he's accomplished, he gonna have a little ego. Like he gonna be a little, he gonna have some toxic traits, bro. Like he's had a lot of weight on his shoulders for a long time, and then especially with these relationships, the relationships that he's done put his all into, they ain't been working out. It's like things have been going wrong, whether it was his maturity level at certain times or whatever. Like he's a regular person who's had a bunch of responsibility on him for his entire life, and he's still trying to figure shit out. So of course he's going to be imperfect. But yeah, I don't think of a bunch of the toxics and flashy and all that stuff when I think of DDG. I just think he like I see somebody who worked hard and deserves to enjoy the fruits of their labor, if you ask me. But that's just me.
But DDG recently on his birthday, 10/10, October 10th, he dropped his album Moo, which is a nickname given to him. Oh, I think he's had that nickname for a while, but
Yeah.
it's a nickname that his chick, his girl, I don't know if she's his official girl yet, India Love, who blew out or brought him some birthday candles. He dropped his album on that day. He said this was going to be his most personal album yet. I listened to a couple of tracks. I listened to the first track, and then there was that 17 More Years track. He does open up a bit more, at least just on the tracks that I listened to thus far. I got to check out the rest of it. Of course, it's only fair that I listened to the album. But what people were focused on was his first day streams, which is quite a new phenomenon. Like first it went from first week's, or it went from plaques, which is, oh, did this thing went platinum? And they're like, oh wow, that thing went platinum. And however many months later or years later, to
Essentially a bunch of people who ain't accomplished nothing is gonna find a new way to criticize other people's accomplishments. This is nothing new, nor is it something even important. At the end of the day, like he's still doing very, very well in life. So people spinning this narrative when it comes down to him, I'm not really with all that. I think that his body of work speaks for itself. It was a very good body of work, and I mean it wasn't bad to me personally. It's like bro, like even I reacted to one of the songs, like he completely blocked it and all that stuff, and it's like it is what it is, bro. At the end of the day, you can't discredit someone over some things you may not like or some disagreements and things like that. It's like people judge too quickly and they judge too harshly. And realistically, if you are a God-fearing person, you shouldn't be judging at all. You were given strict instructions not to be judgmental. Like, but hey, I ain't finna start preaching.
first week sales, and then now they're talking first day streams. So they were posting about that, and then DDG addresses it in the.
But to be fair, I get it. I get the arguments because DDG, if the numbers was crazy, he would be flexing those numbers. So I get it. He kind of brings it on himself, but at the same time, this is why you gotta have grace. Just because someone move a certain way, don't mean you have to respond a certain way to it. Like let him flex, let him cook, bro. He been putting niggas on for a long time. He can't feel good about stuff that he's accomplished. Like, and then niggas won't let him live it down if it's not an accomplishment in the world's eyes. That's crazy. It's not okay. Like let him cook, bro. Like everything ain't gonna be a hit, but like you gotta even if he got a flop, bro. Like you still gotta remember he's a hit maker, bro. He really do this, so it should still be love, bro. Like I don't get the whole let's not let people forget that they not as nice as they think they are. It's like, bro, you that much of a loser in life. That's how you approaching this. Okay.
following clip that I'm going to play for you guys right now.
Yeah, this music thing got so bad that talking about first day streams, bro. Come on, bro. Like, Jesus. What has the music industry become? I remember back in the day, bro, it was about music being nostalgic and being a part of a moment in your life. I listen to certain albums and it brings me back to when I was a kid. Nowadays, it's all about who can get the most numbers and who can get the most streams. How about we start enjoying music for what music?
They could say, yo, I know, I already know where this is going, bro. He talked like this, but he would be the first one flexing his numbers. I get the argument. But at the end of the day, like, just because he'll brag and be happy about something that he accomplished, he worked hard to accomplish, it doesn't take away from the legitimacy of what he's saying. DDG has never spoken on if he likes the game. He's just very, very good at playing the game. Like, he's never spoken on if the rules are fair, if it's okay the way it is. Like, he don't really go into that. He just don't complain. He a man. He gonna do what he gotta do. He gonna play the game and he gonna play it the best that he can. Like, that's what it come down to. Like, just because he good at it don't mean he like it. It just means that this is what he do. He a professional. So I feel like this is why you gotta have more grace, because just because somebody good at the game, that don't mean you gotta sit here and judge everything so negatively when it don't work out the way that, you know, the way that somebody had hoped that it would.
Music is art. And last time I checked, when I think of art, I never thought of a number. Have you ever painted a number? No. Make something creative out of his mind.
Now, this is absolutely hilarious. DDG talking about how about we enjoy music for what it is. I remember when music was this and that. Well, me personally, I remember when streaming or content was not about what the views the person had, but it was just like, yo, you resonate with this. You mess with it, especially streaming. Streaming was never really that crazy about the view count. A lot of people just did it. The early people that are some of the biggest streamers now, they just did it straight out of the love. That dude Ninja, this is why I cannot take any level of disrespect levied towards Ninja. That dude was streaming Halo for years. He was like a pro Halo player. Probably, again, barely any viewers, probably like less than a couple hundred. That guy just loved the game so much. Streamed Halo, just streamed what he loved, and then boom, blows up. This is one of the most organic, beautiful things you could ever witness. But DDG responds, and this is not, he doesn't respond to this, but a fan of his responds and says, quote, numbers don't matter. And he shows 5 days earlier. DDG says, DDG equals peak viewership. It definitely doesn't equal peak album sales or streams, that's for sure. Take notes on how people's views be next week. Hashtag the program. Should I petty and start my stream when he start to F his views up? 3 laughing emojis. This is when...
Yeah, see, this is what they, like, he be asking for it, bro. Like, he really do be asking for it. It's hard to defend my man's and be on his side because he's petty, bro. Like, but at the same time, like, you know, he just, like, he popping it. He popping it, and it is what it is. But at the same time, yeah, I guess if he gonna dish it out, he gotta accept that when it comes his way. So yeah, I feel it. But at the same time, I don't feel like he should be moving like that. And I don't feel like people should be moving like that in general. So I'm not with either side being like that, to be fair. But
he was going back and forth in the beef that he had with Jay Cinco, who he's since patched it up with. But clearly he's flexing those numbers. So when people judge him by numbers, now he's talking about, oh man, numbers don't matter, you know, this and that. And I will be fair to DDG in this scenario. The way that he dropped this album, it wasn't even like the last one. Like, Blame the Chat, people saw the whole process. He was recording it during his hit-a-thon. So there was a lot of momentum leading into that. I think that one sold maybe somewhere between 8 to 13K first week, which I said was solid for DDG. You got to keep in mind, disregarding the fact that DDG is he still with Epic? He's signed to some sort of a label, or he's got distribution. I'm pretty sure he's signed to a label. So it will come out under the record label, but they're not treating DDG like, oh, we need to make this shake. We need to make this move. He's on Epic Records. He's with Sony. So in order for them to do something like that, he's got to either have a single, he's got to give them the single ahead of time, he's got to prepare a lot of different stuff, he's got to do a bunch of press for them to really support it. So I think DDG, he put his music career on the back burner, and fans are even noticing it. not his music career in terms of the quality of the music career, because people are actually messing with the quality of the music. A music reactor, very popular one by the name of No Life Shack, said, not gonna lie, y'all gotta start giving DDG his flowers with this music ish. 100 emoji, bouquet of flower emoji. And like No Life Shack, you could say, okay, this guy, no, he doesn't make music. That's another guy that makes music. I don't know that No Life Shack makes music, but this is a guy that's reacted to a lot of music. He's gonna be fair. He doesn't have a reason to say DDG's music is good if it's not. But an artist who we can trust that's made great music in the past and been in the game and even written great music for other people, Apple Pie by Travis Scott, the whole song was written by him, is Wale. And Wale replies and he says he definitely tough. So DDG's, despite the fact that his numbers aren't looking great because he's not working the records, or he didn't work the pre-release. And by
yeah, I mean, he didn't play the game. He's not playing the game, and that's the thing. He's good at playing the game. So if this was a project where he intended to play the game with it, or he was finna, like, you know, he would have moved different with it, and he know exactly how to move. The fact that he didn't move according to the rules is like, it lets you know that he owns some type of different wave right now, some different type of time. And I mean, that's why you just gotta enjoy the process. Like, or maybe this was just like, cause I saw Shannon on there, like the whole little Shannon track, like that's legendary. Like this might've just been one for his people, to really talk to his people, where it wasn't about the numbers. It wasn't about that for him. It was about, like he said, this was probably a project about the art. But then again, like just days prior, sitting here cooking people for views and numbers and stuff like that, it's going to, you know, knowing that you're gonna drop a body of work, now that's what it's going to be focused on, because you've already set the tone and set the energy for what's going to come. So, yeah, or maybe he playing the game where he just want a lot of hate at it, and because hate is love too. Hate is going to be profitable too. So maybe he want people to listen just to judge it and negatively, you know, comment or whatever. So maybe this is the angle he playing. Who knows? He be in so many bags doing it. You never know with him.
Pre-release, I don't mean hyping, or I don't mean like, oh, pre-saves or something like that, because I think he tried to run that. But to stream a lot first day, it's everything you do before the album. So there had to be anticipation, and rabid anticipation for a project for a very long time. And this is spot.
Yeah, he wasn't moving like he wanted. He was trying to get first day numbers. So if that's what people are judging it based on, like, that's crazy, because obviously this is not a project where it was about the first day numbers.
Spotify streams, mind you. So it doesn't include Apple Music, and it doesn't include YouTube or whatever platform people stream on. So this is strictly Spotify numbers that people were calculating for DDG, which if you take a look at how many songs were on the project, right? Like you take 15 songs, 14 songs, and 500,000, let's just say 550,000 divided by 14 per song, that's about 40,000 streams per song, which, considering DDG's viewer count on Twitch, he gets what, anywhere from, I think he averages 15,000 plus. That's average viewers. So how many people are coming through it? But he didn't hype it up. And somebody, one of his fans who's got it as their profile picture, DDG, you got to send a DM to people. DDG's got to send a DM to people and give them recognition if they're putting his album cover as their profile photo. But this person posted in DDG's community and said, DD needs to promote the album more himself though, not gonna lie. And a fan replies and says, bro, he's blackballed from the industry. It's no point. It's a trend to hate on 5. It's sad as F. 5. I just keep remembering that meme. He's like, do it for me, 5. And then he said, you right, not gonna lie. I don't think
DDG is playing the game, bro. Like, at the end of the day, DDG could promote this a lot more. He could go harder with this. But if he's not, there's a reason for it. So, because even if he's blackballed, like, it's hard to blackball somebody like DDG, because it don't matter if he blackballed from the industry. I don't know, like, with DDG's ego, you would think he knows the amount of power that he got, but he could do this shit by himself for real. It don't matter what the industry think or how they feel about him. The industry don't matter. He more successful than a lot of niggas in the industry. So knowing the reality of what's going on, like, I feel like he moving in a certain way because that's what he want to do. That's what he feel is the move right now. Like, I don't know his strategy and the keys or the reason behind it, but yeah, he doing this because he wants to.
blackballed from the industry. You just had Wale shouting him out, but you could say that Wale is quote unquote blackballed, which I don't believe is the case. But he doesn't get as much support. But when you look at features, he had a song with Gunna on this project. He also had a song with Blackboy Max, but that song already existed. But on Blame the Chat, he had Bia on there, which you could say she's not super industry. She doesn't get a lot of looks that other female rappers get, despite making much better music than them. He had DaBaby, which you could also say is somewhat blackballed maybe, on the song Motion on Blame the Chat. He had Ty.
I don't know if blackballing even work these days, fam. I really don't think that it does. Unless you like at Drake level, you playing in that arena and stuff like that, then that's a completely different ball game. But like overall, it's just like the labels and stuff ain't as important as they used to be. Like it's hard to blackball somebody who got a massive following themselves. So yeah.
Dollar Sign and Rich the Kid. Okay, come on now. He had Kyle Rich and NLE Choppa. He had Offset. He had Rob 49. He had Wiz Khalifa on that.
So I'm saying he got his own connections. Like when you have all your own connections, do you like how you gonna blackball somebody who just cool with people? Like, you know,
album earlier this year. So no, he's not blackballed from the industry whatsoever. A fan quoted the tweet where he talks about the other guy saying he needs to promote the album more, and he said he didn't care to. His main objective was to drop good music for his core audience. That's why you don't see a press run or major promo. Just enjoy the music and don't get caught up in the numbers. And I think this is a fair take from this fan, or I think this fan is accurate, but it doesn't mean we're not going to focus on the numbers with DDG, because he would do this to anybody else, and he loves talking about the numbers. He set himself up for this.
Yeah, but to be fair, when DDG do it to everybody else, it's strategic. He's starting fake beefs. He's starting drama. He being messy because that's how he makes his money. When everybody else is doing it to him, unless it's somebody else in the industry, when everybody else randomly hating on him, y'all just out here not getting paid for it. Y'all getting nothing out of it. You're just being a hater. Like that's all that, and that's where that fine line is. When somebody's doing all this stuff and being petty only for views, and in real life, they probably don't even care. They probably don't think about it. They probably not looking at it. Versus when you watching somebody just to see their downfall or just to prey on them in a weak moment. Like it's a whole different spirit behind what you're doing. With DDG, it's all about business. With everybody else doing this, it's hating. It's straight hating, and that's the difference. That's the distinction.
Like when Blackboy Max dropped, people weren't grilling his numbers like that unless they were Blackboy Max haters. That's really it. And I think Blackboy Max did what, like 8K or something like that. Granted, Blackboy Max is getting more support. With DDG, and this is the thing with streams too, we know them streams is real. With DDG at least. Otherwise, he would have made them higher. And I don't think it's okay to judge just the first day streams, because DDG is, hopefully, he continues to work that album, continues to talk about that album.
You already know he gonna be doing skits and stuff. You're gonna be seeing it in his videos. Like it's gonna be a whole little process. So people judging on day one is crazy when this really was just a body of work for the fans. Like you should know that when you see Shannon on there. Like that's you know that this is really some OG shit for the fans.
Continues to play songs from that album, and we should consider like, yo, did a song pick up from that album a month or two later? And that's, I think, the beautiful thing about music. I don't know if I wanted to do a video. I just thought about this myself. I think about this a lot, about how amazing it is now that tracks are able to resurface and become hits years later, mainly due to TikTok. Like, for example, Trippie Redd and Diplo's song Wish. That was not on the Trip at Night album. That was a song with Diplo that I think was on Taking a Walk. I remember Trippie Redd even did that acapella, that Audio Mac thing where people are doing an acapella with a band playing behind them. That song charted for the first time ever on the Hot 100 this week because of a TikTok trend. So even though, and DDG tried to do this earlier in the year when he was talking about, yo, this song's getting some traction, you know, I'm going to try to push it, run a campaign for it. I think the song was, I don't know if it was Motion or Pump 4. It might have been Pump 4. No, Speed. Yeah, he was considering Speed. But one of the other tracks ended up doing more over time. But he kind of just followed it. But Trippie, he's charting off of that song. So we should really consider, like, for example, DDG's album, if he gets a song that bangs and resonates with people in a month or in 2 months, the whole project could start selling 5 to 10K a week just based off of that. and can have more longevity. So that's one thing where I think people just look at DDG and either they say he's blackballed and they just look at it from a black and white point of view. But I just think DDG is not cooperating or opting out. I think not cooperating.
Bro, he playing his own game, making his own rules, and everybody trying to hold him to the rules of the industry and things like that, bro. Like, you should know he different. He do shit his own way, and the way he be moving in this industry, it be working for him. So, like, don't sleep on his approaches and the way he go about this business shit, bro. He really do this, and he done proved it so many times where I don't understand how it's logical for people to still doubt him.
Gives a bad image of, like, almost as if I'm accusing him of not wanting to cooperate, but I think he's just opting out of playing the major rapper or trying to be major rapper game. I think he realized he's got his own lane. He's got this interesting intersection of music, streaming, whilst also kind of trying to build his own group, which I think he doesn't need to do. Like, the guy's the star. DDG is not the facilitator. He is not the Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross is a facilitator. He's always facilitated content. He's been willing to take a back seat to content and not be the center of the content. For example, like when Aiden Ross first started bringing rappers on or doing those E-dates, he let other people shine. And his interaction with them really grew his brand as a whole, but even like brand risk, right? Like, he's more so like, oh, I don't need to be the main guy. I'll just eat. Kai Cenat, he's a hybrid, I would say. Like, he is the star, but he also puts people on and then allows them to do their own thing. DDG, I don't know if there's anybody other than that girl Wendy Ortiz that he's put on, that he sent her off on her own. She's killing it. Granted, she did have her own fan base, but he brought them to streaming. But other than that, a lot of the people that DDG tries to put on, they need to cling to him a little bit. Jay Cinco's done very, very well for himself, but Jay Cinco's not a star, not in streaming, especially not the viewer count that he averages, which isn't.
I feel like, actually, I mean, that's true to an extent. It's true to an extent but the thing is, DDG, he moved in a way where basically when people close to him, they become family. So this is family at this point. So it's not about if Jay Cinco could really go off, do his own thing. Cause Pootie, look at Pootie. Pootie's still doing numbers and still doing his own thing, I believe. McQueen kind of went down after they whole little beef and stuff, but so it's like some people got that star power, but I don't think McQueen was still working and doing the same quality of work after DDG either. I feel like people, when they close to DDG, it brings their best selves out of them, to be honest. Like, their best, highest work ethic selves. Like, when they're around DDG, people are really in their bag. And then when they get off on their own, they kind of slow down, they kind of fall off. And it's not even because they need to be affiliated with DDG. It's because they're not the same person themselves when they're not around DDG. And that's I think that he's really that much of an inspiration to people. So it's like, it's a situation where, I don't know, that, like, this nigga's the GOAT. I ain't gonna lie. And it's like, I'm not a super DDG fan, bro. I'm like I've been supporting for a minute. I was there throughout the Kennedy stuff, like everything. But at the end of the day, he really is the GOAT in a lot of ways, bro. And people sleep on that.
To knock him at all. That guy's really killing it. He's doing big things, but he's not averaging 5K plus on a regular or even like 10K, which is just, it's crazy that people think 10K is low now. Probably why a lot of people are botting. But yeah, I think DDG is still serious about music, and I think DDG's doing the purest form of music right now. If he's spending money on beats and music videos and not concerned with getting money out of it, isn't that what you guys want? You want an artist that just loves it for the game and is just making music that reflects how they feel. And I'm glad that DDG is doing that. But let me know what y'all think in the comment.
Yeah, man. I think DDG doing his thing, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I think he doing his thing. I think he's still one of the best in the industry doing this. I think, bro, he got a lot of longevity and staying power in this industry because there's never gonna be another DDG, bro. Like, regardless of what you want to say, regardless if you like him, if you hate him, love him, it don't really matter. There's never gonna be another DDG. His impact has been too crazy, and it's because at the end of the day, even though he getting the ego and he wilding, he going through a lot and things like that, bro, like, when it comes down to what he do, like, this nigga, he got a pure spirit, like, overall. Like, even if he's imperfect, like, he got a pure spirit and he's a hard worker, he's dedicated. This is the reason that he's been able to get to where he's gone. Like, because at the end of the day, you could say, oh no, but what about he did this? What about, bro? He put so many people on. He helped so many people out. Yeah, when you start to beef against him and you turn on him, yeah, numbers, flexing, and all this stuff is going to come up. But at the end of the day, like, he didn't have to help nobody to begin with, bro. And he's always willing to squash beefs and stuff like that too. So, I mean, after a while, obviously, after he get his bag and everything, but that's just the nature of the business. You chose the beef, so now we got to get this bag off of it, and it's gonna be something until there's no point in having it, and until there's no point in it being something no more. So yeah, that being said, let me know what you all think. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, fam. Peace out, Joe.